Coming up,
Red Angus we get in the lower maintenance energy, we're able to see a lot better preg up rates, and longevity of the cattle are getting better and better.
extreme country, extreme weather, and one breed that keeps proving it belongs there. Next on The American Rancher. Hello and welcome to The American Rancher. I'm Pam Minnick. We're in the high desert of eastern Oregon at Otis Creek Ranch, 4 generations deep in one of the toughest environments in the West. For decades, this family wrestled with temperamental and big frame cattle that simply couldn't hold up. Then they made one change that turned everything around.
The history of Druzy Valley, and my great-grandfather came over from the east, and him and his brother were in mercantile, and he sold part of his store to pay a debt off on a ranch in Druzy. His father passed away early, and so he split off from the family ranch and bought this the year that I was born. And then 25 years ago, we started Otis Creek Ranch.
My family, 1845, came to the Willamette Valley. 1941, my grandfather moved to Juntura. So then I was raised in Juntura, not that far from Otis Valley. So 25 years ago, that's kind of how Otis Creek Ranch got started.
This valley has had cattle that started out with sheep, and then cattle came in. I think the people that came here wanted to be independent. It's very rugged. We just evolved into it. We had to be tough. Yeah, it's just a tough country. It's unique. We have lots of weather. We have cold, hot, drought. My grandpa used to say it was the coldest place, North Pole in Otis Valley. The grass is good when it's good, and sometimes it's tough.
The challenges that we meet daily on a ranch as far as predators, government, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, we were raised here. That's just part of the deal. It's our way of life. This family believes in ranching, taking care of the cattle, taking care of the land. One of the biggest misconceptions that I've ran into is people don't understand that most ranches are considered small business. So for a small business, we have a huge gross income. But what they don't understand, we have one of the smallest nets. You know, they think we make all this money and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that you can go into our books and see where that net, where the income goes away. And another misconception that I see a lot of is we have people come out here and they want to be cowboys, but they don't realize everything that they do with the cow either makes money or causes money. So if you stress a calf, that calf, even just because you stressed it once, it might lose some fertility. It might not come to the bunk and feed as well. And the same with a cow. If you stress a cow, you come out here and cowboy up a cow, it might take another 50 pounds of feed to get her brought back to where she needs to be. Her calf might not be as healthy as is born. In fact, it might even get sick and die because of that stress. They don't understand the husbandry that goes with raising livestock.
Another misconception is that people think that they can put a breed anywhere and make it work.
After the break,
We actually got tired of fighting with the animals and their disposition, and we had a family to think about, so we had to try something different.
one simple decision that changed everything for this 4th generation ranch. Hear that story when The American Rancher continues. Stay with us. Welcome back to The American Rancher. 4 generations at Otis Creek Ranch in Druzy, Oregon have seen their country weed out several breeds of cattle. So they started selecting hard for moderate frame, low maintenance energy, and fertility that works on wild hay and tough hills.
Years ago, we started out with Longhorns. Our forefathers came in with Herefords. And then we started bringing in some crossbreeds. We started bringing in some Angus. We started bringing in some Shorthorn. For us, if those cattle would have been a good fit for this environment, they'd still be here. Our ranch is Red Angus. So the Red Angus has outperformed for us each and every way possible that can be.
We started out with Hereford. The Hereford cattle were small. We had eye problems. They were wild horned. My grandpa and I used to go to the sale yard, and he'd go in because he'd think it was funny to see the horned Herefords chase the sales guys around in the yard. So we all got a chuckle out of that. Sometimes we had to load them by running into the chute to get them to load because they were really wild. And then we went to Brangus, and they were meaner and wilder and faster to outrun. So that really wasn't a fit for us. We actually got tired of fighting with the animals and their disposition, and we had a family to think about, so we had to try something different. When we're calving, the docility, the maternal, I can get in the pen and lift up a calf. It needs to be lifted up. They don't kill me when I'm doing it. You know, they might breathe on me a little bit, but as long as they don't smack me up alongside the panel, I'm good with that. Other animals that I've been with aren't quite that nice, so I really like their disposition as far as that goes, even with the baby. They're maternal, but not extremely mean with it.
I was talking to a friend at a bull sale, and Joe told me, if you can settle a cow in Otis Valley, you can settle a cow anywhere. I've talked to a lot of the neighbors around and their conception rates and stuff like that, and I'll tell them our conception rate for this environment is as good as there is. Fertility, settling, Red Angus adapt to our environment. Within our Red Angus breed, we started out with bigger winning weights, a lot of milk, frame scored a little bit big, because in the very beginning, we both kind of felt like bigger is better. The more pounds you can put out there, the more money you can make. But what we found is a lot of our cows, we was losing them at 5 and 6 years old because they weren't breeding back because of too much milk. So we started really critiquing the EPDs themselves and watching the weaning weights, the yearling weights, the birth weights, the Cavanese direct, the Cavanese maternal, the maintenance energy. We started watching that, and we made sure we didn't go too high or too low. And by doing that, it cleaned up our frame scores, it helped our fertility, it helped our longevity, stayability, it helped all of that. And also, it's helped our maintenance energy, and there's a lady years ago said, if you don't write a check, it don't cost you anything. We feel like there's a lot of hidden costs involved in ranching that you don't see. If you don't have decent maintenance energy, and a lot of people don't pay any attention to that, but if you got decent maintenance energy, in the long run, that cow's gonna make you more money. Not only is she gonna last until she's 13 years old, she's gonna produce a little better calf all the way through. She's gonna give me a 550-pound calf every year instead of a 600-pound here, 300-pound here, or a 600-pound here, then come in open. We've cleaned that up just by paying attention to our EPDs and paying attention to our Red Angus cattle from within.
In our environment, if we get the frame size too big with our rocks that we travel over, they have to graze into and travel to water, they have to be moderate, because the bigger frame size, they just can't do it. They break down, their legs get bad, they get really thin. It just isn't a good environment for a larger frame size cow.
Our Red Angus cattle in this environment, we have extreme heat, extreme cold, all the above. We background a handful of replacement heifers, anywhere from 150 to 300, and they're required to breed on what we feed them. We feed them 5 to 10 pounds of alfalfa hay in the bunk, and then we feed them approximately 8 to 15 pounds free choice wild hay. Our alfalfa, we're not very good farmers, is anywhere from 8% to 22% protein. We never know what they're going to get fed. Our wild hay is approximately 6% to 8% protein. We expect them to breed on that. And we found that they do exceptionally well. Our red Angus calves do very well. They go out and they breed on that next spring, and then they come back through the barn, and I would say I do know a large percentage of our heifer calves go on the bigger loads and the medium loads because the heifers do a good job. Our cows are the same way. They don't get no special treatment. They get wild hay, that 5 to 8% protein. We expect them to breed on it. We expect them to calve on it, and they do it.
Up next.
So the truckloads that we're able to sell that are solid red, I believe we've topped the market.
Hear how the Red Angus Access Program added extra payout to Otis Creek Ranch when the American Rancher continues. Stay with us. Welcome back to the American Rancher. We're back at Otis Creek Ranch in Druzy, Oregon. After decades of ranching experience in brutal country, the family chose Red Angus cattle because they thrive in extreme environments. But they've taken one more step, enrolling their cattle in the Angus Access Program, formerly known as the Feeder Calf Certification Program, or FCCP. The result has helped to ensure that the legacy of this ranch will extend well into the future.
We've been enrolled in the FCCP program, now known as the Angus Access, for quite a few years now, and it was a pretty easy transition into that, just because we already checked all the boxes that were involved in that, and we figured that that would be the best way to capitalize on the marketing that goes along with it. We have seen the biggest benefits of that, in my opinion, have been with our red females. So the truckloads that we're able to sell that are solid red, I believe we've topped the market in some years with those, just because people know that what they're going to get with the heifers that they're when they get them off the truck, when they get to their feedlot or their stocker program. So in the last 20 years that Mom and Jeff have expanded, we've acquired different groups of cattle, and both of those groups of cattle were black, and so we've culled those out and aggressively grown the Red Angus herd. I believe that the farther we get into culling the blacks out in the larger frame scores and in the bad structure on the cattle, the more purebred Red Angus we get in the lower maintenance energy, we're able to see a lot better preg-up rates, and longevity of the cattle are getting better and better. One of the benefits and challenges with this environment is the cows are able to cull themselves in a lot of ways, just because people have asked me about frame size, height. There's a lot of studies on frame size and fertility, and I think a lot of that has to do with the bull being able to breed the female, but a lot of it has to do with the maintenance energy, in my opinion, just because our environment is so harsh and they can't travel far enough to water, they can't travel far enough or high enough on the hills into the rims to be able to continually get enough nutrients to sustain their body size, just because they need so much more, and they really do cull themselves in a lot of ways. So they cull themselves not only on height but feet, their structure, how their body's built, and then docility. They cull themselves because if we're not able to get them home from the forest, get them out of the trees, then they can't go back. And so if they don't go back, usually they're going to end up going to the sale yard or get butchered, just because we can't handle that. And if we can't get them home, it takes too much time to be able to deal with one cow when we have a pretty good chunk to have to deal with already. So it's been a pretty big compliment from those producers that are very successful, because they want our disposition that they see when they come help us brand, when we're able to corral cattle, pretty large groups into areas that most people can't just gather up their cows and get them into a branding trap that is as challenging as some of the traps that we have set up, just because they're kind of easy for us. But our cows are able to maneuver the obstacles and stay calm through it, and it's been pretty fun to see throughout my lifetime and throughout the last 12 years that I've been here back on the ranch, on the disposition and the change in it.
So something that Jeff and Shree and Tyler have always taught me is that we're continually trying to raise the bar. So for that, we're looking, okay, where can we improve this area? Where can we improve on the cattle? Where can we improve within our operation? And so as for our future, we're not happy with just settling and just saying, oh, we're good here. We want to see, where can we take this ranch? Where can we take, our cattle? Where can we take even Red Angus? Like, where can we go with this as far as, our brand? Motivation for us to continue this ranching's legacy is definitely our children. So Jeff and Shree want to pass this on to Tyler to keep it in the family, and we would someday love to pass it on to our kids. Reason being is they grew up loving this place, loving what they do, because of the person that it creates. So something that I saw in the city is that people just lost the connection between land and their life, and they just go about their day to day not even knowing where their food comes from. And so for us, it's beautiful to see our kids understand and learn what it takes to get that plate of food on the table. And for us, we can, being ranchers, we're able to take them and show them and work with them and be able to instill our faith. And that is such an important piece to the puzzle that we want to make sure that they have the opportunity to just grow up in. And so for us, I think that's probably the biggest driving factor is our children and just what their future holds here.
I believe that in this region with Red Angus, there's going to be a little bit of a turn as soon as people start getting into the problems that some breeders run into with longevity, maintenance energy, structure. A lot of the big breeders that people are going to right now, I've heard a lot of people that buy those bulls, they talk about how they can't hold up. And so if you start pushing that into your herd, then the longevity is going to go away and they're going to have problems. I think with Red Angus, if you can stick with the fundamentals across the board, just solid traits all the way through, you're going to have a lot better female. And if you can get a lot better female, the foundation just goes up from there and you're able to build the herd off of that. And I think a lot of people down the road, it might take a couple years, but I think they'll see that with the Red Angus cattle, they're gonna hold up. And the more that people see the benefits of Red Angus, I believe will continue to grow the breed across the region.
For Otis Creek Ranch and a growing number of ranchers in the Intermountain West, Red Angus, selected for low maintenance, proven fertility, and verified through the Angus Access Program, is the breed that finally fits the country. For more information on the Angus Access Program and other producer-centered programs at the Red Angus Association of America, log on to redangus.org. That's all the time we have today. To find out more about us, visit our website, theamericanrancher.com, or connect with us on Facebook or YouTube. I'm Pam Minnick. For our entire American Rancher team, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.